Hello everyone, today I am going to start gravitation. This is the chapter planets and satellite. So today first I am going to tell you what is the Newton's law of universal gravitation. So basically according to Newton's, the force of attraction between any two material, if we have a two mass or material, suppose here two masses are present, mass of this body is suppose m1 and this one is m2, and they are separated by a distance r. So according to Newton's, each and every material in this universe attract to each other, okay, and this attraction force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of separation between them, okay. So basically according to Newton's, the law of attraction between any two material particles is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the particles and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. It acts along the line joining the two particles. So what is the direction of gravitational attraction force? First of all, I am telling you this gravitation, if we symbolize this gravitational force by F, then this F directly proportional to the product of masses, and this one is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. That means from these two equation, finally we will get F proportional to m1 m2 by r square, right? So F equals to, we have to take a constant. Here the constant is capital G, which is called universal gravitational constant. The value of G is constant for whole universe. It cannot be changed for any purpose, okay. So G into m1 m2 by r square. Here capital G equals to universal gravitational constant. Next more important thing, what is the direction of this force, right? So just look at here, this is the attraction force. That means this m2 body attract this m1 body along this direction and the magnitude is F. Similarly, m1 body attract this m2 body towards this direction and the magnitude will be same, okay. So if we represent Newton's law of universal gravitation, if we represent gravitational force in the vector form, then what can we write? So just look at here, and another more thing, this forces, that means gravitational attraction force always along the line joining these two masses, okay. So always it's act along this line which is joining these two point masses. So vector form of Newton's gravitational law, vector form. So law of gravitation in vector form. So just look at here, this is, I am taking two bodies. So vector form of gravitational law, okay. So here I am taking two bodies m1 and m2, and this is the line which is joining these 2 point masses. Okay, these are the point masses. So just look at here, separation between them is r. Okay, so force on m1 mass, attraction force on m1 mass due to m2 mass, which is along this side, and this is represented by F12. Okay, so F12 represent force on m1 mass due to second mass, and F21 represent, which is along this direction, F21 represent force on second mass, that means m2 mass, due to m1 mass. That means this is the force on this mass by this mass. That means m1 mass attract this m2 mass by applying this force along this direction, and this is indicate this m2 mass attract this m1 mass by applying this force along this direction. Okay, now what about position vector of m1? So just look at here, position vector of m1. If we want to find position vector of m1 with respect to m2, that means here m2 is the reference point, right? So position vector of m1 mass with respect to m2 mass is along this direction. So now position vector of m1 mass with respect to m2 mass is along this direction, and this is represented by reference point. That means here reference point is this point, second point, and this is the position vector of first point. So this is represent R21 represent position vector of m1 mass with respect to second mass, and position vector always represent in this form. When we suppose this is the A point and this is our B point, this is A point and this is B point. Okay, so if we want to find position vector of E point with respect to B point, then the direction of this position vector is along this side, and the symbol is BA, reference point, and this is the that point. Okay, so in this method we will find position vector. So R21 represent position vector of m1 mass with respect to m2 mass. Here m2 mass is the reference point. And what about position vector of m2 mass? So when we find position vector of m2 mass, then this is our reference point. That means here we were going to find position vector of m2 mass with respect to m1 mass, and this is along this direction, and this is represented by this symbol. And the direction of position vector always reference point to that point. Okay, so when we find R21, then the reference point is this. So just look at here, the direction is reference point to that point. So this is the direction of R21, and R12 equals to position vector of m2 mass with respect to m1 mass. Okay, so now attraction force, or we can say force on m1 mass due to m2 mass. So if force on m1 mass, that means this is force on m1 mass due to m2 mass. So this one will be 1-to-1 vector, which is equals to, we know that capital G, this is coming from Newton's gravitational law. So we know that from Newton's gravitational law, the magnitude will be G, capital G, into product of masses, which is m1, m2, and the position vector of a mass which position vector. So here I am going to find force on m1 mass, right? So we have to take this is the force on m1 mass, so we have to take position vector of m1 mass. So here the position vector of m1 mass is 2, 1 vector. Clear? Oh, I am extremely sorry. Here we have to take square of position vector, right? So r21 is the position vector of m1 mass. So r21 equals to r21, this is magnitude, into r21 cap, this is unit vector. And we know that magnitude of this vector and this vector will be r, because the separation is 2, 1 equals to r12 equals to r. Just direction are opposite but values are similar, both are r. So we can write r into r21 cap. So here we have to take the magnitude, which is r, and here we have to take 2, 1 cap. This is the unit vector. Okay. Now force on m2 mass due to m1 mass. So this one will be 2, 1, right, and it will be G m1 m2 by position vector of m2 mass, because here I'm going to find force on m2 mass. So the magnitude will be r, but here we have to take 1, 2. This is the unit vector of position vector of m2 mass. Okay. So now what is the relation between them? We know that, just look at this two unit vector, r21 cap along this direction and r12 cap along this direction. That means both are in opposite direction. So r21 cap equals to minus r12 cap, right? So now we can write here f12 vector equals to minus f21 vector, because if we replace this r21 by minus if we replace this r12 by minus r21, then they both are similar but in opposite direction. Just look at here I'm replacing this part. So that means f21 will be capital G m1 m2 by r square. This one will be replaced by minus 2, 1 cap. So that means minus G m1 m2 by r square into r21 cap. Now minus f12. So that means both are in opposite direction, but we know that the magnitude of both vectors will be similar, right? So now characteristics of gravitational force. Now I am going to discuss characteristics of gravitational force. Okay. So here first one is, these are always forces of attraction. That means gravitational force always attractive in nature. Second point is, they form an action reaction pair. Just look at here. Just look at it. If we consider this one is action, then this is the reaction, right? That means if this body exerted some force on that body, then this one also exerted same force but in opposite direction on this body. So this is action reaction pair. So attraction, that means gravitational force always exists in action reaction pair. That means forces exerted by two bodies on each other are equal in magnitude but of but oppositely directed. That means these two forces are equal in magnitude but the direction are opposite. These are central forces, that is they act along the line joining the center of two bodies. So gravitational force always act along the center of the bodies. Just look at here, this force is along the center of m1 body and this force act along the center of m2 body. That means we can say that gravitational forces always act towards the center of a body. Okay, and the last one is these are completely independent of the presence of other bodies and of the properties of the intervening medium. So that means the value of or the magnitude of gravitational force totally independent. That means if here in this region, if another bodies are present, there are more two bodies, then this attraction force is not affected by these other two bodies. Okay, clear? So the attraction force between m1 m2 mass is not affected by the presence of another bodies at here. Okay, and second more thing is this gravitational force is also this gravitational force is that means this force is also not depend on medium. Okay, so if the medium is air medium, if the medium is water medium, whatever it is, the magnitude of force and everything, direction, all are constant. Okay, so we can say that the gravitational force only depends on this three terms, that means masses of them and the separation between them. It does not depends on the medium between these two bodies, and it's also not affected by the due to the presence of other bodies near to these two bodies. Okay, next thing is gravitational constant. You can see here gravitational constant is symbolized by this capital G symbol. So what is the value of gravitational constant? From this equation we can write here capital G equals to force. Just look at this equation. So force equals to this one. So if we want to find capital G, then capital G equals to F into R square by m1 into m2, right? So if R square equals to 1 meter square, or we can write here R equals to 1 meter, and if m1 m2 equals to 1 kg, then if we put all these values in this equation, then we will get F G equals to F. So that means if we placed two bodies having 1 kg masses at a 1 meter separation, then the gravitational attraction force between them numerically equal to the gravitational constant. Okay, so that means the gravitational constant G is numerically equal to the force with which two particles each of unit masses, that means 1 kg or 1 gram, and placed at a unit distance apart attract to each other. Okay, so what about unit of G? So just look at here unit of G. So first I'm going to SI unit of G. So G equals to F into R square by m1 m2, right? So we know that SI unit of force is Newton and this one is meter square, and kg square. So unit will be Newton meter to the power 2 into kg to the power minus 2. And in CGS we can write here G equals to dyne, this one is dyne, into centimeter square into gram to the power minus 2. Okay. What about dimension? Dimension of G. So G equals to F into R square by M1 M2. So dimension of force M L T to the power minus 2. R means L square, because length square, by masses, right? That means M square. That means finally M to the power minus 1, L to the power 3 and T to the power minus 2. So this is the dimension of G.